Hello, beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. Woo! That was hard to do. I have my yoga mat and my backpack with me, and I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And what a beautiful day! And whoopsie, I gotta get this situated here. And so anyway, I'm reaching out to all of you and saying hello, and I hope you're not being too hard on yourself. I hope you're being kind to yourself. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you could find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you could check out, you can leave me a message down below, beep, 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 and you could share my videos with an alligator, a cougar. Yes, a cougar. You could share my videos with a cougar. Plus, you could check out my playlist and follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Plus, you can, those of you who want to, is you could send some extra love Starlight's way, and Starlight would be really appreciative of any love that she received, and so you can do that by sending donations on my Cash App, and I will have that information here, ping, available for you. And all you have to do is download that app and add money to that app, and that way you could send it to my Cash App. And thank you, all of you who have been out here, who have been sending Starlight extra love. Yeah, you. And also, thank you to all of you who have been here loving and supporting Starlight from the beginning, watching my videos, giving me a thumbs up, leaving a message down below, and sharing my videos. So today is about, now I gotta think after all saying that, is yes, everything you're searching for, you already have. What the heck, Starlight? Come on. Yeah, I didn't know this, but imagine it, that everything you're searching for you already have inside of you, and I know my whole life I've been except for years now, is I've been looking outside of myself, and it is amazing when you start really taking your life serious. Some of you might think, I am taking my life serious, Starlight. I hear you, because I get it. It is not easy. Here, I think I'm gonna go see where this takes me, because I don't know if I've been here before. I can't actually, I don't want to take that trail that goes right down to the water. So anyway, is I'll tell you what, this world is so backwards inside out, it's not even funny. Of how many things are, the more I go on this journey, and the more that, God actually helps me to understand everything, and teaches, because I'm going through training with God right now. And the more I go on this journey, the more I realize how backwards everything is. And that's why things don't function right. That's why it never did work, but the system is crashing anyway, in this matrix, and so it's gonna happen, and we really need these things to happen, because people been lied to, and that's what I've been teaching people on my YouTube channel. Whoops, hello. Is that we all been lied to throughout history, through our families, and so it's important not to believe everything that you've been told, from your past with your family, the school system, the churches, and because it's all been just to mess you up and trip you up in life. And so you're probably scratching your head wondering how come things, aren't going the way you think it should go. And that's why. It's because it was never meant to work, and but nothing happens by accidents, and there's no coincidences out in this reality. So you have everything that you're searching for inside of you. And what I've been learning is when I do that inner work, when I deal with my shadow side of me, and I didn't understand that, a long time ago, like they have the your shadow, dealing with your shadow. I'm like, what is that? My shadow. And that's, there, a lot of you might have read a Bible. Some of you might have never read a Bible. Some of you might have never gone to church. Some of you might have gone to church. So I don't know really what your background is as far as the Bible goes and God goes. But for people who never read the Bible, you're missing out on a lot. And of course, what Bible, right? They played with everything. Everything has been upside down and twisted. And so it's really important to really know, the right kind of Bible to read. And then they took parts out of the Bible. They took things out of the Bible that they were not supposed to take out. And I knew that when I started going to church. That's what I was taught, is that not everything was perfect in the Word. Like when you even have the King James Version, that's not even perfect. But they say it's the closest thing to the Bible. So with that being said, there's a lot in the Bible that God says in the Bible that if you do these things, what is it? Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. So God wants us to work on ourselves. God wants us to let go of things that don't serve us. And we've been so brainwashed and controlled by society, by these people out in the world. It's not really the people. Because it says in the Bible about that we're not fighting against principalities. We're not fighting against flesh or blood, but against principalities and all. I can't remember that verse. I used to memorize some of this stuff, so that's why Starlight's reading her Bible and studying it, so then I can do better when I make videos. But we're not fighting against flesh or blood. So even though there's a group of people, a handful of people that is running the world, it's the force that's causing them to do this. It's that dark force. But it is kind of strange because in the Bible, it also says that God made evil for the day thereof, So so is there really good or bad? Because God's going to use, it's kind of strange how God can use people of dark, energy to get people go back to God. And you might not understand that. And I had to go through that, like going to a church that's a cult church that's, not of God. What did it do to me? It helped me to, realize this is not right. This is evil what they're doing. And I did leave the place. I left. Believe me, I ran. I packed up my bags and I had to escape like a prisoner, because that's what I was. But, it was up to me whether I stayed there or not. A lot of times we feel like we're stuck in situations or relationships. You're not stuck. You make yourself feel like you're stuck. And when you set yourself free, God is going to, that's how this works, is that dark force, you get in situations and it's a lesson to learn. It actually really breaks down to who you really are. Who are you? What do you believe in? And we've been told a bunch of lies. Even in spite of all these lies that we've been told, we're still going to be challenged all the time and tested all the time to who we really are. So it's so important to find out who you really are, not who your parents told you who you are, not what you're supposed to be, what they want you to do and how they want you to live. It's not about the church people either. I was just talking to some homeless people yesterday, beautiful people. And, I was helping people out and everybody was listening. It wasn't me though. I give God the glory on this. It wasn't me. God was using me to help these people, and their ears were open. They were hearing what I was saying. And it wasn't Starlight talking. God just put me in a place to be used to help these people out that are struggling in life. So your shadow side is those things that you're doing that God is not pleased, and you gotta take accountability. You gotta be responsible for the things that you do or don't do. And if you're really, really, really serious, you'll start your day off with God. Have some time with God, pray to God, talk to God, And don't just talk to God when you need something. Tell God how grateful you are for what you already have and the things that God is, how you protected. And there's a lot of things that can happen to us because if we don't really figure out what God is doing in our life, we could go in the wrong direction and scary things can happen to us. And it's it's crazy, but a lot of times we don't understand why things happen in our life. And like I told this guy yesterday, it's not, don't ask that question, why is this happening to me, but ask, God, what are you trying to teach me right now? What is it that I need to learn? And so we've been all lied to throughout society and through our ancestors and our, on the school system. That's, all those are programs to program you to believe that's the only way to live. That's the only, right now people are getting all excited, going out to the stores, going out to the malls, getting ready to celebrate Christmas. Now it's a program. It's a program. It's a program to take your money. It's crazy that these things happen. Now the Christmas music, it's like a switch, bam. Christmas music is, to get you in the, do you understand what I'm saying? That it's to control you. It's to get you into that Christmas spirit, to take from you. And there's people that have been worshiping other gods, and God's not pleased. God, as it does say in the Bible, that God is a jealous God. And so when we work on ourselves, when you work on yourself and get real with yourself and get real with God, you're going to find out everything that you've been searching for. When you let go of those things that no longer serve you, the things that you're searching for has been with you the whole time. And when you let go of, doing things that is, especially if you read your Bible and you fell away from God, maybe like what they say is a backslidden Christian. Starlight was there. I know what that's like, being afraid of what the people in the church was going to say. Ooh, what are they going to say? What are they going to say? Because Starlight's not going to church anymore. So you know what? I tried so hard to look for a church, but couldn't find one. And that's why I ended up going my own way. But you know what? It was no accident. I needed to go through that. I needed to let go. And you know what? My relationship with God is so much greater now, not going into a building. This is a real relationship I have, and God has been blessing me in so many different ways, protecting me, keeping me safe, guiding and directing me in ways that I would never, never think. So there's many times I don't understand what God is doing and what God is showing me. And it's just that you got to trust no matter what. And it's not all going to make sense right away. Oh, this is so amazing. I was praying this morning. See, this is for a good example right here. I've been praying all morning. This is, I've been praying, God, where is that place that I went to before? I want to go to the same place. And so I didn't know. I went to 2 different places this morning, and I drove and I'm like, no, this is not the place. This is not that. No, this is not. And I found the place. This is the place I was searching for. And see, prayer, my intuition guided me exactly where I wanted to go this morning. This is exactly what I wanted today, is to be here, because this is such a beautiful place here. It's one of the first places I went to when I got to this area. So, so you got to really let go of those old programs, everything, the love that you want in your life. How bad do you want that love? That job that you want in your life. How serious are you for that job? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing, because that's what it's going to take. It's, everybody wants everything right now, instant. I had a guy the other day, I couldn't believe it. I can believe it, because there's people that do this. I was already doing the speed limit, and I'm right in the busy area where all the, the gas stations and malls and stores and all this, the speed limit's like 45. I'm going 50. I'm in the middle lane, and I had a man in a pickup truck. A lot of times it is a man in a pickup truck. And he is getting on my ass, and he is freaking out. I could see him in my rear view mirror, waving his hands, getting mad, I mean, he's having a pissy fit right there. And I'm like, huh, you know what? You're not forcing me to go any faster. You know, I couldn't believe his attitude. Where are you going anyway? You know, why are you in such a rush? And that's what you gotta, I'll tell you what, there's things that we gotta let go of. You're gonna learn patience one way or another. You're not gonna get through here, you know, just having everything handed to you. And when we really let go and let God work in our life, those things that you desire the most in your life will come when God sees that you're serious about what it is you're desiring. You know, and also besides, you know, trusting and believing, but you got to let go of those shadows. Old, you know, you're a shadow version of you, and that's letting go of, you know, those other versions of yourself that are doing things that are not the things that God are pleased with. You know, it's letting go, and what in the Bible it would say sin. You know, if you're doing things, you know, there's people that could be homeless, and they, you know, I've met them, you know, on this journey, and it doesn't have to be homeless people, but even people that are not homeless, is that there's people that they say they desire something, like, say, for instance, a job. Well, say I want a job. Okay, you want a job. How bad do you want the job? I met a lady a while back. She's like, she's heard that I had a YouTube channel. And a lot of times people think I'm a millionaire because I say that I have a YouTube channel. Sad to say, you know, then they find out that I'm just starting out. Let's see this view here. So, I don't know if I can zoom this in. But yeah, so this lady's like, I've had a lot of people do this to me, is that once they find out I have a YouTube channel and what I'm doing, I'm on a mission with God. I am rich. I am abundant. And they think that I'm going to help them go get a job. I had but what are they doing wrong? This lady was drunk in the morning time, and she's telling me how serious she is about getting a job. And it's like, huh, you're really serious about getting a job? You know, but she's already getting drunk in the morning time. You know, I actually had to get out of that space, out of that area, because she was getting wasted and spirits were coming out. And she was really telling me how hard of a worker she is. And she's like, oh, don't mind me that I have alcohol right here. But how is somebody gonna really take you serious to hire you for a job when you're waking up getting drunk already? So those things you gotta let go of. You know, you can't hold on to that stuff, you know, if you're really gonna take God serious. You know, how about drugs, or how about like fornication and all these different things? You know, or and not just homeless people do this, or stealing, or, you know, talking bad about people. What else? How about gossiping about people, you know, putting other people down, being jealous of people, you know. Let me see. There's so many things in the Bible. It says, you know, if you do these things, you know, things are not going to go your way. And I'm not going to word it the way the Bible says, but when you obey God, that's the whole point. When you obey God, that's letting go of those shadows that we have, that, you know, that we might not be aware of. And that's what I had to learn. And there's so many layers of that. It's about loving yourself and accepting who you are. It's not listening to other people. So you got to learn to stop listening to people that are tripping you up. Stop being around people that are pulling you into those things. You know, if you got to wisen up and realize that they're not helping you. They're not helping you if they're getting you to get drunk. They're not helping you if they're bringing you to, you know, you're being tempted, and you can say no. Recently, you know, I just talked to somebody, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe this happens to me. I find all kinds of stuff on this journey. I'm amazed. I got, you know, I'm always finding things. I have like a gift for finding stuff, you know? If you lost something, I probably could find it. Because I don't know, I am like this. I've been like this my whole life. I'm always finding things. About a week ago, I was at a park cleaning a table off, and I was like, wow, a bag of marijuana. And it was, you know, like in a sandwich bag, and it had actually double bagged. It wasn't old, it was really fresh. You know, I sniffed it, I'm like, wow. But you know what? See, that was a temptation. Did Starlight smoke it? No, absolutely not. I wasn't even tempted by that. I used to smoke it, and you know, I loved it when I did it. But you know, serving God, doing what I'm doing here, I can't be, you know, smoking that stuff and drinking alcohol. God's not going to use me. God's, you know, things that I desired is not going to happen in my life if I decide to go that way. I did actually give that away to somebody, but I said, hey, I'm not responsible. I found it. There's not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm like, hey, you know, just whoever gets it, you know, whoever smokes it is, you know, I am not responsible. You know, I wasn't going to throw it away. But see, I could have, if I wanted to, I could have, man, a whole bag of dope. Man, I could have gone out, got me a way of getting some rolling papers, or that would have been the cheap way. You know, I could have just started smoking it, getting high. There goes all my dreams and desires, flushed right down the drain, because it would have distracted me. It would have pulled me away. I wouldn't have had enough time to work on my dream and work on the things that I'm working on. So you got to be wise, you know, you got to be responsible, really, obey God. I mean, like in all ways, you know, and God doesn't expect us to be perfect, but you got to work on something, you know, you got to work on those things that could be screwing you up, you know, so you got to take your life serious. And when God sees that you're changing your life and that you're working on yourself, God's like, hey, you know, he'll throw some nuggets your way, you know, wisdom. And it doesn't always have to be money. It doesn't have to be things. God will bless you in so many different ways because he sees that you're being serious. He sees that you're taking the steps. He sees that you're letting go of the people that are tripping you up. You know, those are letting go of that shadow side of you. And we all have it. You know, there's layers of this. I mean, so many layers. So anyway, I love you so much. I don't know if I'm gonna. So yeah, I love you so much. So everything that you're searching for, when you really let go of all those things, you know, when you obey God and you listen to God, and you know your intuition says don't do that, and you listen and you don't do something, you know, the things that you desire can come into your life and flow into your life. But if you think that you can have your cake and eat it too, it isn't going to work. It isn't going to work. So be cautious of the kind of people that you spend your time with, and are they helping you to go get that job? Are they helping you, you know, to work on being your greatest version or being that change that you want to see in the world? Or are they pulling you away? Are they pulling you their way, you know? So that's where you got to smarten up right there, is to say, no, you know what? I see what that person is doing in my life. I see that they're not, you know, they always want me to go around and get money, you know, so we can get dope. You know, they're always getting me, you know, they act like they're my friend. They're not my friend. They're not my friend because they always want me to go, you know, I feel like I'm being used, you know. They want me to get money so then we can get more cigarettes. They want me to get money so we can have more beer, you know. We want to get more money for, you know, where are we spending how are you spending your day? How are you spending your time? Use your time wisely. You know, when I wake, you know, like this morning, I didn't really sleep all night. I still got up this morning, you know, and I can't say I do that all the time, you know, but I said, whoo, you know, I actually get upset with myself if I don't get out of my car. I can't say out of my bed, but I get upset with myself because there's, you know, time is an illusion, but I need every hour in the day to work on my goals and the things that I'm working on. A lot of you don't know what I'm working on, and it's a secret. So I only told one person because that person is a cheerleader. They're not, you know, they want to see me to become my greatest version. They want to see me be that change. They want to see me to be happy and be abundant and have everything that I deserve to have in this reality. So not everyone is like that. Not everyone wants to see you win, you know. So I love you so much. You have everything. You got to learn to let go. Let go of those people that are no longer serving you. Let go of the things that are tripping you up. A lot of times we know what those things are, but what's controlling you? Are those things or are those people controlling you? That's when you got to ask God, God, please help me, you know, to let go of those people that are no longer serving me. They're not helping me. They're pulling me down with them. And you got to be wise and see that yourself as saying, where are they taking me anyway? You want to be a leader. You don't want to be a follower. So stop following people that are only tripping you up. They're going to take you in places that you're going to find it hard to get out of and maybe never get out of. So I love you so much. Be wise. Everything that you're searching for is already inside of you. You have to let go and let God and trust God and ask God for help. Ask Archangel Michael, please help me. Ask the Archangel Raphael, like if you got problems with your thoughts and feelings, ask Archangel Raphael to help you with those feelings and emotions and help you to be strong and ask, you know, but you got to do the work. It isn't going to happen overnight. It does take time. So I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can give my videos a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can also leave me a message down below, beep, 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 and you could share my videos with your family or friends. How about those people that are tripping you up? Let them know, hey, I'm sorry, but I cannot spend any more time with you, or you don't even have to tell them, but sorry, but I really don't want to be around you anymore because you're pulling me down. You're not lifting me up. You're taking me away from all the things I need to work on. And so, yeah, you got to trust God and know that God is going to help you, but you got to do the work and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. Blood, sweat, and tears. That's what it's going to take. Also, you could share, yeah, you could share. Also, you could check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K, Ding with Starlight. I love you all. And you're the one. You know, you got to do, you got to reach out for help. Ask God for help. You know, ask God for wisdom. You know, what are you trying to teach me right now? I need help. I really do. And you got to be serious. Start your day off right with God. So I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.